Good afternoon and welcome to the Cruise Amigos. And, over here next to me over there, that's Amigo John. We'll get to John in a minute. And then over there, I still got an echo there, Amigo Martin. Amigo Martin, he's the one over there that's follically challenged over on the outside. Amigo Martin, where have you been?
Now listen, I'll tell you. January is peak season for travel agents, and I haven't got a clue what my name is, what I'm doing, what day it is. And twice the last 2 weeks, I've logged in at 7 o'clock with my drink and sat there, logged in, put my headset on, and it's gone show's ended. I'm like, what? And then I realised it should have been 6 o'clock, not 7.
Yeah.
So that's the reason.
Let me make sure that I have it right. When I put up these advertisements every week for the show, and it says 6 PM GMT, do you know what that means?
Chilly. I see it go up and I'm right. I know the link's there, and I don't even look at it. I'm like, I know it's there, and then I'll click on the link at the time, and then it was like, oh. But don't forget, before this, I was in Europe, and we were at different times, and it was like, oh my God.
We're going to get to that, don't worry. But first, before we do that, let me get back to Amigo John. In case you're wondering, folks, what that is around his neck, Amigo John is on his way home from the dentist. He goes to the dentist in like Montana or something, and he's driving. Oh, no, that's not home. You stopped on the side of the road. You had to
I'm waiting.
Your card.
One of my vehicles got in an accident without me. Remember a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I am at the collision center with my friend. I was supposed to take to his house on my way home, but everything is an hour late right now.
Okay, now I'm curious about one thing. Let's see. Emily, are you still with us? Are you hearing any echoes when John or Martin talk? If you could let me know, Emily. Okay.
I hear nothing but echo.
See, I'm hearing an echo too.
Right. Hang fire.
Hang fire. Is that anything like hanging tin? That's what we do on surfboards.
Right. Audio.
Martin is figuring out how to turn his sound off. I don't know where I'm getting that echo from. Are we sure it's from Martin?
Is that any
well,
better?
Here, I'm gonna drop out for just a moment. Or no, you drop me out. Drop me out for a moment.
I'll drop you out. Okay, so now, Martin, say something.
No. Hello, how is everybody? Is it me? Right.
Yeah, I still got the echo. All right, now hold on, Martin. In case it's me, I'm going to drop you for just a second. All right, John, say something.
Hey, I don't hear an echo anymore.
No echo. It's you, Martin. Now you're muted. Now we can't hear you at all. So
hello.
Hello.
There, now we can. Okay, that's good. Right, and now I don't hear an echo.
There we go.
Okay, whatever you did it right. All right, so anyway, back to Amigo John. So now this dentist, I know you want to show your pearly whites. No, you want to show your new bridge. Your tongue is flicking. Easy, gold. Somebody might bite it.
Gold.
Oh, gold. Oh, you got gold in your mouth now.
I'm never broke. I got 2 gold teeth now.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, but you have to go to the dentist in Montana. Is that correct?
No, North Dakota. I'm over in Grand Forks.
North Dakota. Well, North Dakota, Montana. Hell, you can't tell them apart.
They do touch. 400 miles west of here, they do touch each other. They touch each other.
Yeah, and the last time I was there, I was trying to figure out when that was. I think it was like maybe in 1980. I was driving across the east-west road in North Dakota. That's 90? Is that what that
Interstate
is?
94.
94.
Or Highway 2.
Now I was going across 94,
Okay.
and I'm driving and driving and driving and driving, and I see Will Rogers National Park
Yeah.
Tourist Center, or whatever the hell they call it, Visitor Center. I pull into that, I go inside, and I say, "Is this Will Rogers National Park?" And she says, "Yes." And I says, "What state is this in?" And she says, "Montana." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I thought." I said, "I just came in from North Dakota." And she said, "Yes." And I said, "When I got to the state line, was there a sign that says, 'Welcome to Montana'?" And she goes, "No." I said, "You just go from one state to the other and doesn't tell you anything." She said, "That's
Yeah.
right." I said, "Okay, I want to get on Route 24 or whatever it is that goes, everything out there goes north and south or east and west."
That's right.
Okay. I wanted to get on whatever road it was that goes down to Rapid City, South Dakota.
Oh, yes, yes, to the Enchanted Forest.
So it's like 24 or 47 or some other damn number. And I says, "So if I'm going back toward North Dakota, is there a sign that says, 'Welcome to North Dakota'?" And she says, "No." I said, "Okay, where do I get this road?" And she says, "It's 1 mile from the state line." And I said, "How do I know when I get to the state line?" And she says, "From the end of, when you get off of the exit ramp right here onto the road, it's exactly 16 miles.
There you go.
And I said, "Okay, and there'll be a sign that says Route 42. And she says, "No, just turn right." I said, "Okay." So I got there. I set the thing. I went 16 miles exactly. I turned right, and I'm right on the damn road to Rapid City. That's a true story, folks, and I'm going to swear to on the Bible.
And I'm proud to report that there's been no changes.
It's still the same
Still the
mileage,
same way.
still 16 miles, turn right.
The only thing is, she should have told you to turn where Howard Johnson's barn burnt down.
Oh, yeah, well, that would have been just about as good. Yeah.
And when did it burn down?
Oh, in the 50s.
All right, so now, Amigo John, so you go to North Dakota. That's the one up there. North Dakota, and there's a difference between Minnesota and North Dakota.
Well, you have to cross the Red River of the North.
Oh, okay.
At the bottom of the Red River Valley. See, my house is 44 feet above the Red River, which is at the very bottom of the Red River Valley. It's a very, very gentle valley, and I'm 25 miles away from the river, and I'm 44 feet higher than the river.
That's pretty flat.
But then when you go another 30 miles east of my house, all of a sudden you hit like the shoreline, and you go up 300 feet. And that's the edge of the Red River Valley over to the east.
Okay. All right, I think, Amigo Martin, are you back with us? No, Amigo Martin is doing some talking. He's on the phone. I see, because I'm getting ready to give him hell now.
Okay.
So I've given Amigo John enough hell. So
but if I drop off, I'll be right back. It's just going to be manipulating or maneuvering or something.
Whatever you have to do, you do take care of it.
Yeah.
He's manipulating and maneuvering. I think he has to go through customs or something between Montana and that's North Dakota and Minnesota. He's got to go show his passport.
By the way, do you know why out in North Dakota, why you're never cold?
No.
Because you've always got a wigwam.
Go away. You like my cats. Shoo, go away. That's terrible.
Too many times.
So
I've just got to make a flight booking.
Okay, so that's all right. You just go ahead and take care of business.
Business.
We don't mind. Well, you got to talk about people, so you don't have to do that live. We'll take care of the live business when you get back. John, if you have to go.
No, I'm waiting for him to come out from the, if you see way in the back there's my other, oh, here, maybe you can see it in the
mirror.
Here's my
Back up.
other vehicle anyway
Oh, okay.
that got damaged, and I'm supposed to be picking him up to take him but to his house on my way to the store, except that his appointment got screwed up, so now I think he's waiting in line behind other nice people from North Dakota.
Okay. All right. There are nice people in North Dakota.
North Dakota is full of really nice people. That's very serious. The only thing you must remember it is the most conservative state in the United States.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, they are all very, very nice people.
Okay. Well, they can be conservative. That's okay.
Uh-huh.
We'll let them. There's a lot of those folks around. Yeah, 49.8% are conservative, and 51.2% are liberal. No, it's the other way around. No, that's just in the house.
I don't know, but they all live in North Dakota.
Okay. All right. So all those folks live in North Dakota. And I will say, folks that are watching this out there in the hinterlands, that there may be some sound coming in as my oxygen guys are here. Is the oxygen guy here? Yeah. Okay. The oxygen guy will be bringing oxygen in. So there might be a little noise in the background, but that's okay. So hi, Dennis. Dennis is with us. Cindy's with us. Hi, Emily. We got the issues straightened out with the echo from Martin, who is now on the telephone. He's booking somebody's airfare, probably going on a cruise someplace out of the UK. How you doing? There's 5 sitting there for you to take with you. I've already told my audience that you could be making a little noise in the background, and I'll have to sign your thing here when you get done. In the meantime, we're broadcasting in several countries. Hey, ZZ Show Cruise Fun is with us. Hey, Z, how you doing? He says, good afternoon, gentlemen. John, Amigo John is currently talking with someone there in his car, and Amigo Martin is currently booking somebody's airfare. You can see his shoulder there in the other viewpoint. And I'm just sitting here killing time waiting for that.
I'm in motion. I'm in motion now, but of course, it's illegal to drive with a cell phone. So I got to keep it. I got to keep it kind of down here. And
John is driving. John, you can turn the thing off until you get where you're going.
Well, but that'll be in about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, that will be 50. Well, you come back in for the last 7 minutes of the show.
But I think I'm going to jump out while I'm going through town, and I'll come back on when I'm out in the highway.
Go for it. Go on. I'll take you out of the picture all the way.
Yeah. Bye-bye. I'll see you later.
Okay, so where's my mouse? There it is. Oops. I didn't mean to take Martin out, too. So there's Martin back. Yep, Martin says 2 minutes. He'll be back with us, so that's cool. Meantime, I'm going to sign. I got my pen out here to sign my oxygen order. He's fixing it now. How many bazillion dollars I owe for oxygen? Okay, don't anybody leave us. We're coming back. Alan Spain is with us. Hey, Alan, good to see you. Emily says hello to everybody. Okay. Oh, crap. I always do that. Thank you. All right. See you next time. Okay, so now I have my oxygen supply for the week. And it looks like Martin is now, he's progressed up to looking at his computer, folks. Emily says, how are you doing, Martin? We have no Martin right at the moment because he's taking care of a customer, Emily. Anyway, just wanted to welcome everybody that's in the audience so far. He says, hello, everybody. He'll be back with us in 2 minutes. In the meantime, I've got a busy couple days ahead of me. I might as well, go over that for the couple minutes that Martin is still tied up on what I have coming ahead. Tomorrow on my show at 11 o'clock, Mr. Bucket List will be with us. He'll be my guest on a chilly chat. Tomorrow evening at, well, it's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, my time, which is 7 o'clock UK time. I'll be on Cruise Shop and Save with my good friend Melissa. I'll be a guest on her show. And then at 7 p.m., or no, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on WNIS.com. WNIS.com. I will be on the Virginia Eats and Drink Show podcast with host Patrick Evans Hilton, who is a chef of some note here in Virginia. And he goes around and basically studies restaurants and rates them. And then it gets broadcast. So it's a food show. And he and I are going to chat about breakfast on cruise ships. So please join us for that. Chilly, a reminder to put a link for those guest appearances in the community post on here. Okay. I will, when everybody gets over to back where I'm not, when I have some fingers to do that. Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. Nikki's down in Florida. I'll be heading out here in another week or so, going to New Orleans. I fly out on the I guess it's on the 26th, so I got a couple weeks yet. Fly down to New Orleans. I'm going to be in New Orleans for 3 days before my cruise. And then I get on Norwegian on the Vloggers cruise on the 29th on the Norwegian Getaway. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to meeting a lot of these guys that I see on YouTube and that will be on that cruise. In the meantime, Martin is looking very serious. So he's probably not hearing anything we're saying yet. Nope, he's looking back at his computer, so he is still working. Nolans, or Nola. Nolans is my southern pronunciation. Nola is actually, that's correct. Hi, Sonny. Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. Plan all your meals before arriving. Yes, I've got a pretty good plan laid out so far. But anyway, that's my next cruise. And then the one that's out of Baltimore, which would be the first time I've sailed out of Baltimore. And that one is coming up on, let me see, it's on February the 23rd on Enchantment of the Seas. And then the one following that will be my solo cruise on May the 1st, which I'll be going live with Pete sometime. I don't know if it's going to be today, tonight, sometime, to talk about the Passion for Cruises solo efforts here in the States. So anyway, we're waiting for Amigo Martin to get back, or Amigo John to get outside of whatever, Grand Forks, North Dakota. Is that where he is?
I'll be with you in a couple of seconds, guys. I'm just sorting out some flights, so it won't be a second.
He says a couple seconds. That was like a couple minutes that he flashed 4 different times. So I'm going to have to give him some math lessons now on 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And that's 8 minutes and 2 seconds. So, oh, there comes John back. He must be. John has rejoined us, so it must mean he's out in the country. Oh, he's even putting the camera on the snowy roads of North Dakota.
No, we're in Minnesota now.
We're into Minnesota, so now we're in Winter Wonderland.
We're in Winter Wonderland of Minnesota. We are slowly climbing 44 feet here in the next 25 miles to get over to where I live and in my store.
That's let's see, that would translate to a foot a mile.
About a foot and a half a mile. Yep.
Foot and a half a mile. Yeah, my math is a little weak. Then it says I need to have breakfast every morning at Cafe Du Monde. I probably will do that. Then pop by Central Grocery for a whole muffaletta to keep in the hotel fridge and snack on during your stay. I can buy that one too. I'm not a fan of po' boys, Dennis says, so I don't have any recommendations. I'm not crazy about po' boys, but I've had some that are acceptable. How are you on crawfish, Dennis? I'm curious what you're feeling about crawfish. And if so, do you eat the heads? I don't. I eat crawfish, but I can't suck the heads. That one I've never been able to make myself even try it. Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. Kenneth, good to see you again. John is on the road again. Yeah, in case you missed it, Sonny, John was in the dentist in Montana. Oh, it wasn't Montana. It was in North Dakota. And he's driving back to get to his store. Meanwhile, Martin is still having problems with airlines. He must be booking flights to the U.S. that are still nuts. We're still not back to normal in all the airports, guys, over here. So he's talking. John, in the meantime, is driving and flashing his camera. John has been known to flash before, but we won't go
never go
into that one. So
let's turn it this way. There we go. So what's up with Martin? Is he still working?
But he's still working. Yeah, he's having issues with the with airline bookings, and he's flashed 2 minutes 4 times, and then came in live and said 2 seconds the last time. So that's 8 minutes and 2 seconds with a 2-finger flush.
Did you see the people in air that were flying over in India? And there was 52 passengers that got on the last bus out to the plane, but the plane took off before the bus got there to move them into the plane.
So the plane took off and they're sitting on the bus going, wait a minute.
I mean, wouldn't the purser know that there were 52 empty seats on the airplane?
Well, yeah. Was there just one pilot and no stewardesses on this Indian plane?
Was there what?
One pilot and no stewardesses, maybe?
Oh, no. It was a big airplane. I mean, it was a big jet. It was going from like Mumbai to New Delhi or, across the country. Well, 52. It was, a third of the plane was empty. And it's like, hey, yeah, we're ready. Let's go. Put it in gear.
I'm back.
Yeah, but you're echoing again, Martin.
Oh, God. Why is it echoing? Right.
I don't know. Whatever you did last time needs to be done again.
Right. Is this something to do with these?
Use Uber or Lyft for Willie Mae's Scotch House in New Orleans. Before mobile apps, we used to invite the taxi driver to lunch so we'd have a ride back to the quarter. Yeah, I've done that before too. All right. Nope, we still got echo. For whatever reason. Still echoing, Martin.
Hello.
The India story is funny. Yeah, well, the last time my son flew into, I don't remember where he flew into in India, he had to get on an elephant to go to the hotel and rode an elephant from the airport to the hotel. And that's another true story as well. Okay, so we no longer have an echo, Martin. Whatever
Cool.
you did, you
Okay.
fixed it.
Cool. Can we move these screens? Because every time I go like that, my face seems to go like that and get cut
Well,
off
how
halfway
else
through.
do you think we could get you out of the screen?
How rude. How rude.
Okay, so just hang on here. I got to figure out how to do it. No, I don't want that. I want that.
Big picture.
There we
Small
go.
picture.
Is that better for you, Martin?
That looks a lot
That
better.
way we can see all of your. Never mind.
The world of Martin's Holiday Village.
Okay, now so now that you're off the phone.
Yep.
About 4 months ago, the last time you tried to get on the show, I got some kind of a message that you were stuck in a train. How the hell do you get stuck in a train? I mean, you've lost all this weight and stuff. There ain't no spaces that are too tight for you anymore, and you still got stuck on a train. Explain, please.
It wasn't me stuck in a train. I was on a train, and it got blocked from where it was meant to go, and it took a couple of hours before we could move again. So because of an incident, so I was stuck on a train.
Oh, stuck on a train.
Yeah.
And the came in stuck in a train. That's what I didn't understand.
No, the train we were meant to be on was meant to get there in plenty of time for me to come on the show, and it just ended up being horrendous. So we were in the beautiful city of York. We've gone Christmas shopping.
In New York?
No, York. Not
York.
New York. York, yeah. York Minster, and beautiful city. Beautiful medieval city. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, and which country is that in?
UK. The beautiful
in the UK.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 40 minutes from us here in Manchester.
Oh, see, I thought you were someplace weird like Poland or
I wish
Yugoslavia, or
No, I want to go to Iceland and Lapland. I want to go see Father Christmas. I've seen lots of pictures over Christmas, and I'm like really jealous of people.
Well, the closest I came to Iceland, I booked an Alaska cruise yesterday.
Wow, excellent, nice.
And I'm going to Alaska again in June this time, so it'll be a little warmer. Well, Last time I was there, I got in snow up to my. Never mind.
We've just booked our cruise. Have you seen my cruise with Martin?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, we're going to go on the beautiful, again, we've been on it a few times now, the MSC Virtuosa on the 27th of April for 3 nights. And we're inviting people to come cruising with Martin and Stan.
Nice.
So we'll see how many we get.
A shorty cruise, a weekend cruise?
Yeah, 3 nights. Goes to Portland in Dorset. Some people might have heard of Portland Bill, the big lighthouse. And then we're off to Cherbourg in France, and then back home again. So 3 nights.
Nice.
Bargain deal. Solo travellers, you'll like this if any solos are in the UK. £372, balcony cabin, with drink and gratuities included.
Holy cow.
Exactly.
That's pretty cheap.
It's a bargain. It's a group deal we've got. And if you're traveling with two people, it's exactly the same price, 372. So and it's not even a solo cabin, it's a proper twin cabin, so it's a great deal. So if anybody in the UK wants to book it, give me a call. Sorry, I was getting that plug in quick.
Well, yeah, that's okay.
I don't plug a lot on here, but there you go.
And by the way, Dennis has been talking about New Orleans and telling me to go to Willie Mae's while I'm there. That's for fried chicken only.
Ooh,
and it is supposed to be some of the best fried chicken in the world. So we're gonna do that when I'm there. Dennis prefers Maine lobster. Too much work for the crawfish. I asked him if he liked crawfish. Yeah, I'm not. I like crawfish, and yeah, they are a lot of work. But I can't get to the sucking the heads thing. Yes.
No, I love lobster. Lobster's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Lobster's beautiful, but yeah, no, not doing that. Not doing that.
I probably will have one crawfish meal while I'm there someplace.
Right, just to partake.
Or maybe a crawfish etouffee. I like that.
Jeez.
I'm an
So,
etouffee plan. Let's see. Dennis says, I like the tri-pitch format. Emily says, I'm a meat and potatoes girl. Seafood for me. No seafood for me except crab cakes. Oh, man, I love seafood. I take seafood every day.
Now, listen, we all go cruising, don't we? Where do you think your best seafood has ever been? On which cruise line?
Probably more partial strictly for seafood, more partial to Holland American.
Okay. I'm not done Holland America. Are they out of this world for the seafood, are they? And
They're pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I know you've cruised on everything from Carnival to Holland America. Have you done any of the 6-star yet? Like Regent and people like that? No, not yet.
No. I've so far have stayed pretty
I'll be
much.
back. I'll be back.
Okay. I'll take you out for now. I have pretty much stayed on the mainstream lines. However, I had a really nice meeting this week with John Sage of Sage Travel on some accessibility things, and I'm probably going to do some work for him and with him. And there's a good possibility because he has several of those higher end cruise lines, I'll call them, that use his excursions.
Okay.
There might be a possibility that I'm going to be into some involvement with some things like Regent Seven Seas or several of that scope of cruise. So we'll see.
Excellent. No, I think mine was probably, it'd have to be either Celebrity or probably MSC. The steak, seafood and steak, what's it called? Butcher's Cut on board. I thought it was amazing.
Butcher's Cut, I'm stuck on there. I can't get past the fillet. That's probably my favorite steak of anywhere at seas is Butcher's Cut on MSC, and I've been on 4 MSCs and I've been to Butcher's Cut 3 times. I had steak all 3 times, and I love it.
Yeah, I always have a bit of seafood with mine. Make it a surf and turf. You can't go wrong with a surf and turf.
Yeah.
So amazing seafood, absolutely beautiful. So, but no, it's just when everybody was talking about seafood, and I thought I'd be interested to know what everybody else's thoughts are. If you want to pop them in the comments, let us know. Who's good. Where was your worst one?
Dennis just said Maine lobster is fantastic. I agree. If you're ever anywhere, Boston and north, of course, just south of Boston, you can get into lobster rolls, which I have an affinity for. But once you get from Boston and north all the way up the coast of Maine, man, the lobsters are awesome up there.
I need to do a Canada and New England cruise, I think, and experience Maine and experience Maine lobster. Well, I think we'll be over your way in July, actually. So we're just finalising our details on that. So we're thinking of July. So maybe we can coordinate, maybe and do a Cruise Amigos cruise while we're over there from Miami or from Port Canaveral or something.
Okay.
Maybe have a chat about that. So
I could deal with that. MSC Seaside is a ship that I have not been on yet.
Okay, there's something. There's a food for thought, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well I'm way ahead of you. I've already looked at that.
You've already looked where we're going.
I haven't booked it yet, but I have it penciled.
Well, maybe MSC might get us all on there, or give us something to be on board. Maybe if MSC are listening in.
I'm certainly willing for MSC to come up with something.
Well, I'll see what we can source. But yeah, I think we're over from the third, either the 3rd or the 4th of July to the 17th. So, but
Right.
we need to be in Orlando in Star Wars World or whatever it's called for the 16th of July because it's Stan's 60th birthday. So
You're taking Stan to Star Wars for his birthday.
Yeah.
And I guess he gets to play with RD22 or whatever that. What's that? That old robot.
R2D2 and the Ewoks and Chewbacca. I mean, I don't like Star Wars.
I'm not a Star Wars fan either. We'll have to ask John. John would probably be a Star Wars fan. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I wonder if anybody else you got Star Wars folk over here.
Has anyone been?
Says,
what's it like?
She might, don't tell the Maine governor. Oh, Emily doesn't like Maine lobster. The governor might kick Emily out. She was born in Maine. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if anybody's been to Star Wars World or, you know anybody, what's it been like? Is it overrated? We were going to stay at the Star Wars hotel. It's got like a hotel and an experience.
Yeah.
It's like $2,000, £2,000 for two. I think it was a day and a night.
Yeah. It's expensive.
When he said that, I was like, no, you're not having that. Because I was like, yeah, I'll pay for it. And then when I saw it, it was like, no, we're not going there.
Yeah, let's go stay at a Days Inn.
Yeah, Days Inn on iDrive, that'll do.
Yeah. Dennis says, I love Maine. I have fantastic pizza in Kittery that I still think of. I've been to Kittery, but I've never had pizza there. And Dennis says for me, when I'm in New Orleans to go for the shrimp etouffee, well, I can do a shrimp etouffee as well, Dennis. Yeah, that probably would be better than the crawfish etouffee. Emily says Kittery's a great place. When Pigs Fly was the pizzeria in Kittery. Now that sounds like a hell of a name for a pizzeria. Wow.
Sounds like more of a sausage shop.
Do they do bacon on their pizzas? I don't know.
Sausages?
Maybe they don't do bacon on their pizzas. Pigs Fly. Oh, that's an interesting one. I'll have to look that one up when I get off the show. Cindy just says she loves seafood. Yeah, Cindy's almost as seafood nutty as I am. It was a sausage mushroom pizza with shaved garlic and smoked mozzarella, then served with fresh arugula on top. Wow.
That's a posh pizza, isn't it?
That's a hell of a pizza. Yeah.
Wow. What's wrong with just a bit of cheese and tomato and a bit of salami or pepperoni on the top?
Yeah, well, I can deal with that too.
I can, but I can't. No.
Although one of the things on the last, I do a pizza review on every one of the ships, and I did a pizza review on the Seascape, and I found a couple things. It didn't have quite enough sauce for me and quite enough cheese for me. Okay. So it didn't get as much of a good rating as I would normally give it. But, I found other MSC pizzas were much more to my liking than was the one on the Seascape. Now, that could be just the person that's working the pizza line that day.
Maybe they're skimping a bit because maybe they're running out a bit. So it's like put a bit less sauce and cheese on. Nobody will notice. But Chili will because he does a pizza review on every cruise.
Yeah.
So, where's your best? Oh, go on. Where's your best pizza been?
My best pizza?
On a ship.
Probably I'm most partial to the good Sorrentos on Royal Caribbeans. The reason I say the good Sorrentos, there are some of the ships that have really wonderful Sorrentos, and then there's some of the ships that have a crappy Sorrentos. And I don't know what the difference of the ships is, but
Hmm.
there's some of them that are really good, and then some of them that you can tell when you see it
Hmm.
that are just not good. But most of the time, Sorrento's, they're pretty awesome pizzas.
Hmm.
So,
I do like MSCs though.
yeah,
MSC pizzas
I
in
liked
general.
MSC's all the other ships more than I did on the Seascape for some reason. So,
What was your thoughts on Seascape?
as far as the ship goes, it was wonderful. The food was great. The entertainment was phenomenal. The service was top drawer. Ship is just, it's stunning. It's so gorgeous.
Hmm.
Accessibility sucked
Really?
all the way through. I had so many things that I found wrong on that ship. It was awful. I was embarrassed to do my accessibility report on it. There was so much.
Jeez.
So, and for a brand new ship,
Not
none of
good.
the restrooms were, I mean, they called them handicap accessible, but none of them were push button. So for me to get in a restroom, a public restroom, I would have to, if it's a pull out door, I would have to pull the door out as I'm backing my scooter back, get the door where it can open past the scooter, put my
Hmm.
leg out and hold the door with my leg, try to drive the scooter between the door frame and my leg, pull my leg back in and hope the slamming door doesn't knock me off the scooter going through the door.
I know what you mean. I know. Yeah.
And they call that handicap accessible? No,
And
it's not
you sound
accessible.
right. So.
And then
But,
go it the opposite way. If it's push out, then I got to go through and I got to half break my neck to hold the door open while I get through it without it then closing and knocking me off. So,
jeez.
and then in my cabin, the balcony door on my cabin, I had a balcony, was handicap accessible. You rolled up to the door, you push the button, the door opens, a little flippy dude came down to give you a ramp over the seal so you could drive right out on the balcony with a scooter.
Okay.
You come back in, you push the button, the little flippy do thing comes up, the door closes, and you go on with your business.
Right. Okay. That sounds okay.
That was terrific. Now, it wouldn't be terrific if you were in a manual wheelchair because it's still got a little bit of a slope to the door. So if somebody in a manual wheelchair, by the time they get the button pushed and the door would come open, the wheelchair is going to roll backwards.
Yeah, I
So
get
that
you
could
mean.
be tough for somebody in a manual chair.
Jeez.
But that was great. But then I had to turn around and get out of my cabin door. I had to go through the same nonsense with opening the door and hold it with my foot. The door was horrible.
Doesn't make for a nice experience, does it? That.
No, I mean, but everything for somebody that's ambulatory, it's a phenomenal ship and a phenomenal cruise.
Hmm.
But if somebody's mobility challenged on up to disabled, they need to know that this ain't the best place to go unless you got somebody with you. Number
Definitely.
one, and it's virtually. I mean, I did it, but I'm pretty good at what I do. But it's really rough for a solo chair, wheelchair, or scooter user. I'll tell you that.
Maybe hopefully they'll take things on board and see what can be done and things, So, but as you say, it should have been the design. I think that how far we are down the line now with new ships, you'd think there'd be a lot more that they'd have thought of before it was built. But
obviously that. I mean, I worked. I met with them. I mean, right on up to the big boss. And they appreciated the information I was giving them. Obviously, I don't go in there like I'm bitching. I go in there and say, okay, here's some issues I found. Let's talk about them. Because the first thing I told them was that the restroom doors are not accessible. I said, of course they're accessible. I said, no, they're not. Well, of course they're accessible. It's got the little thing. It's wheelchair accessible. I said, come with me. And I take them right around and show them what I have to go through to get in and out the door. And then they go, oh my God, it's not accessible. I said, no, that's what I'm telling you. But then that certainly gave me a lot more credibility. So I could talk about other things like 2-inch lips that creep up in a few places, not many, but a few places you just have to be aware of, because you can't go, number one, my scooter would stick on it. So I'd be half in and half out and stuck. So that can't happen. And then if you don't know it's there and you're coming the other way, you drive that scooter off that 2-inch lip, it can actually tilt the scooter.
Wow.
So depending on what's right next to you, that can be problematic. Take it from somebody that's rolled the scooter twice. I know. All right, let's see what else in the comments. Chili, are they still hustling specialty dining packages on everyone aboard MSC? Not any more than anybody else. Almost everybody hustles specialty dining anymore. On almost every cruise you go on, they're trying to get you to buy the specialty dining thing. I could be wrong, Martin. You can correct me. Has that become a profit center for the cruise lines?
I think it's a different kind of restaurant that people can buy into. I mean, there's no way. We were talking about this with MSC about their food and things. Are they trying to push people into the specialty restaurants and buy the specialty dining packages? No, because those restaurants couldn't handle the amount of people that go in the main dining. But I think it's a revenue stream because let's be honest, sometimes you're on a cruise and, if you're doing a week's cruise, we always like to try at least a couple of nights of going into specialty for something different. Whether, like we said before, like it's Butcher's Cut, the steakhouse, you just go for the steak and the seafood. And then chili, you'll know it is amazing in there. Or whether you go to somewhere like Indochine, the French fusion restaurant, or Chops Grill on Royal, what's the one on Celebrity, the Le Petit Chef, which is a show cooking. It's just a different experience. I don't think they're pushing people to it. I think it's just what they're trying to do is give people different things to do on a ship. It's not now about just the dining in the dining room and the buffet and going on a trip. It's about the whole experience. The ship is a resort in itself. It's a whole world in itself. You could get on a ship, something like, MSC Europa, you could go on to or one of the Oasis class ships, and Icon of the Seas when that comes out. You don't have to get off. You could have something to do, and there'll be something all day, every day to be able to do and have a night that you wouldn't need to get off in the destination. And some people do actually go on cruises just for the ships. Yeah. They're not bothered about where it's going. They want to just go and experience the ship, and whether that be the specialty dining, the features on board, the spas, whatever, like we mentioned 6 Star, some of their facilities are like, wow, the spas are amazing, the food is way up there, so, but then again, I must admit, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, NCL, the foods I've had on there are absolutely amazing. They really are. I don't think I've ever had a bad meal on a cruise ship. I might have something I didn't like, but it wasn't to my palate and my taste, but I've never had something that I could say that was an awful meal. I mean, we did Celebrity Beyond, and we did Daniel Aboudin's restaurant. Now, this is the top restaurant on the ship. It's exclusive. There's 36 seats, and it's like, I think it was $150 just for the food. And then if you wanted to pair the wines with it, it was another $130. And we did it. It was a fantastic experience. I mean, we're talking, it is literally, when they brought the food out, it was 2 people brought the plate to you. And when they poured the sauces, they poured them at exactly the same time. It was like that sort of standard. Beautiful, amazing. But it wasn't to our taste. We'd rather have gone to the Butcher's Court. Or it's not Butcher's Court, because I can't remember what the steakhouse is called on there. But we'd have gone to there or one of the other restaurants, Eden,
on
and had a meal in
La
there.
Petite Chef.
Or La Petite Chef, yeah. Because we enjoyed them. But it's to people's individual tastes, And then you talk about main dining. Main dining 90% of the time, it's pretty good food. There's always something you want. And even if the rest of that meal, that whatever they're doing that night, whether it's Mediterranean night or Asian night, whatever it is, if you don't want that, there's always the classic menu on the other side of the menu. So you can get a strip steak or you get a chicken Caesar salad. You've always got the classic menu. And if I'm honest with you, if you turn around and say, "Can you get me fish and chips?" they'll probably go and get it for you anyway, because there's probably somewhere on the ship it's being served. That's the sort of thing you get on a cruise line. But yeah,
Well, I found in all my cruises that 99% of the time, I am perfectly satisfied in the main dining room.
Yeah.
Especially, excuse me. Sorry about that. Especially on cruise lines that I know really well, like Royal Caribbean. I know their menu better than the waiters do. So no matter what is on the menu that night, I know what they do well that I really like, and that's what I order. So I'm always happy with dinner.
What was the ship we were on? We were on a ship, and it was one night we went, and it was really late, and it was like, I wanted the steak, but I also wanted the seafood. And he said, "Leave it with me." And they did a version of surf and turf with the seafood that was on the seafood plate with my steak. And it's like,
nice.
And that wasn't a cover charge restaurant. That was in the main dining room, and that's the sort of standard you get on cruise lines. The food is amazing. I see people talking about food, and I'm waiting to get some reports back about World Europa, because I'm hearing a couple of bits on the grapevine that the food isn't the best. But I don't know. One of my colleagues, Heather, very good friend of mine, her and her husband are out on Europa, out in the Emirates at the moment, back this weekend, I think. So I'll get it from the horse's mouth, because they'll give an unbiased view, should we say, one from a travel agent point of view, one from a consumer point of view. So I'm interested to hear that. But, like anything, it's a new ship. It has teething problems. It's only been it was there for the World Cup and housed all the wags and everything. But then after that, it's only had, I think, on its third sailing now. So, it takes a bit of time to bed in, the staff getting things right and things. So if you are with them or got something booked there with them, I'd say on that. But anyway, no. What did we start talking about? I've forgotten now.
Well, Emily's still talking about Maine. And then she suggested that you go to Maine, number one. You can get Maine lobster there, of course. And then she suggested that you go to Cadillac Mountain. She suggested that we all drive up Cadillac Mountain. I have done that, Emily. I have been to the top of Cadillac Mountain.
I've been to the top of Cadillac Mountain.
And there are some of the best views in the world from up on Cadillac Mountain. I do agree with that. I believe that is from Cadillac Mountain, is it not?
Yes, this is views from Cadillac Mountain.
How the hell did you come up with that so quick? Oh, that's a different screen. I see what you're doing. I thought, my God, he's in the store. How's he coming up with Cadillac Mountain?
Wow.
That made no sense at all.
So Cadillac Mountain,
let's see,
Maine
where else?
lobster.
Dennis saw Sally Struthers. That's pretty cool. In Algonquin at the petrol station. She had been performing at the theater. They now have a ticket booth at the bottom of the mountain before you drive out. So you have to have a ticket to go up the mountain now.
1,530 feet high.
Yeah.
Wow. Tip bucket list. I'll add it on.
Chili, you'll probably
Cadillac
have
Mountain.
etouffee mothers for lunch. That's a possibility. Yes. Martin, it was delicious, Dennis says.
And my dinner, what we having tonight? I think we're having steak and chips tonight. Good hearty meal. Nice bit of sirloin.
I had Thai food last night.
Tofu?
Thai.
Oh, Thai food. I thought you said tofu.
Thai food, and it was... Oh, what was it? It was, I don't remember what it was called. It was a little on the spicy side, but I like spicy. but it was really yummy. I can't think of what Amanda called it now. Amanda made it here in the house, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
House smelled interesting too all night.
We have something over here called Simply Food, and it's a subscription, and every month they send you 4 pots, and it's 3 little pots in each one to make a meal. So we've been doing that the last few months, and I've had meat. What do we have? Was it meat goreng last night, and bokkembap, and you make all these meals, but it's like £10 for the kits. They send you 4 of them every month through the letterbox, and we're loving it. You know, it's what did we have the other day? We had something. We've had kebabs. We've had I can't remember. It was a weird name. Was it pilaf? Lamb pilaf.
Yeah,
That was nice. Yeah, so really, really nice stuff. So, but it just means you just get the kit out the cupboard, throw your little bits in there. It says which you bought the week before. 20 minutes, and you've got a really nice meal made up. So I don't know if you guys have something similar over in the US.
And guys, it's 4 minutes to 1. I got to open the store.
Oh,
so
you got to go.
I
Okay.
bid you well. I'll see you all next week. And
All right,
we'll
John.
get chili
I'll say
tomorrow
goodbye
morning.
to you. Cindy says MSC's confusing with seaside, seascape, and seashore. I know that can be a little bit off-putting.
I agree with that. We don't see me when I'm trying to book it. It's like, is it the seaside, the seascape, or the seashore? I don't know. You find it eventually, but you're after picking the wrong one first.
And I'm just taking this stick a quick scan down to see if there's anybody here. Mr. Bucket List is with us. Justin, looking forward to talking with you tomorrow morning. Cindy Sonny's still here. Oh, Mr. Bucket List, the super sticker. Thank you very much. We always appreciate that. Mr. Bucket List says hey to everyone. Dennis is chatting going on back and forth between everybody in the audience. Okay, guys, we've killed an hour. Even though Martin is only with us for 40 minutes of the hour, but that's okay.
I'm sorry, guys. If anybody knows, it's such a busy time. You guys are all out there wanting to book holidays in January, February, March. So it's like a really busy time. It was just one of them that I've been on hold for 2 hours to the tour operator. That when the answer was like, oh my God. So, but no, I don't normally do it. But it's nice to be back at the right time.
We're glad to have you back, Martin. And now that we have your clock fixed. All right, everybody. That's going to wrap us up for this week's Cruise Amigos. I'll still be home next week. Then I think the week after I'll be on the road, but we'll come up with some way of doing the show.
We always do.
Anyway, guys, for now, this is the Cruise Amigos. You guys have a fantastic week, and everybody, I'll see everybody tomorrow on my show. So long for now, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.